you're listening to the Mack and T Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Brian Mackay and T Davis.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mack and T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mack and T Show.
Welcome back to the Mack and T Show podcast. Took a little hiatus. Hope everybody enjoyed our episode on the Dream Team What Ifs from last week.
What ifs the fifths we all be drunk? Go ahead.
And that. But we are back, and let's kick it off with a little NBA playoff. We ain't got to go hard into it. I mean, like I told my co-host before we came on, I have not seen a whole lot, but I've seen enough that I can.
Well, it just started, so you ain't missed much. Like the first round, we know Brooklyn got swept. I don't know why it was seen to be some kind of surprise, and then I think people, you know how people tend to do. Oh, y'all better watch out for the Boston Celtics. Well, they're solid, but Brooklyn wasn't as good as y'all wanted to have them. They was just like the Lakers. They just happened to make the tournament. I mean, not the tournament, whatever they call it, the playoff.
Before we get to the Boston and Milwaukee series, I want to talk about the series. I think it's going to be back and forth the entire way. I think this Memphis Warriors series, I said it before it came to fruition. I think this series has a chance to be pretty special. And I think the first game pretty much lived up to its billing. I saw the end, so I saw toward the end of it, and probably like the last 3 minutes. So I saw when Ja had his chance to tie the game at the end. How about Klay Thompson missing 2 free throws? That could have sealed the game.
Happens to the best of us, I guess.
And yeah, he misses 2, then they go down, and they had the perfect play call. I mean, Ja got to the goal, and I think he overcompensated because he thought he was going to get bumped, and he didn't get bumped. So he threw the ball too far, went too far with it. But yeah, it was back and forth the whole way. Draymond Green got kicked out early.
What did he do?
I saw the play. I saw the highlight. Let me not say I saw it live. I saw the highlight, and I'll be honest with you, he got kicked out because of reputation. Because that was not what I feel like. I mean, he even was holding on to the guy on the way down. It didn't even look bad because he was holding him all the way down to.
Oh, they were saying it was a hard foul.
Yeah, I mean, he got a flagrant too, but I don't know. I think it was more off reputation, to be honest. And he went skipping to the locker room, put on a whole scene, waving his hands to the crowd. It was funny.
Well, I didn't see that part because I could only take so much, and not like I told you, I watched I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a chunk of the Bucks Boston game.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna put this out there now. I apologize for first thought. What I heard about Embiid being hurt was that especially when I saw the highlight, I was convinced he was
Being melodramatic.
putting on the show, as they tend to do in the NBA nowadays. But apparently, he does have a severe orbital fracture.
Oh yeah, he messed up. He'll have a face mask on when we see him again.
Has he?
No, he can't have a black one on because Kobe tried that.
I feel like and LeBron did as well. Remember when LeBron played for the Heat? He had the black face mask.
Now I gotta Google it. I don't.
He did a little stretch. I remember this. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah, it ain't a good look. Go ahead.
Embiid will be out at least the first 2 games, and then they're hopeful he'll be back for game 3 and 4. And in that same series, Kyle Lowry's got the hamstring injury. He's out. He'll be out for game 1.
Well, unless Harden put on the Superman cape, they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, and James looked like he been back at the strip club eating chicken wings again.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Or is it just the white jersey? I don't know. He
Don't
looking
do
kind of.
this. No, no, don't do it.
But let's talk about
Oh Lord.
your favorites, the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, anybody can win but them. Um, I ain't saying they overrated. They are a solid team, and anytime you play good defense, you got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people just took too much out of them beating the Nets
Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah.
because Brooklyn just not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they can, and they not gonna be any good until they stop having Kyrie thinking he run the team. That him and Durant and whoever the GM and all them that they run the team. Well, we know he said he thought he was gonna be the coach. Like they didn't need a coach or some foolishness that was
That's what he said. Yeah.
uttered that him and Durant coached the team. So I don't know what that is. Sometimes I think Steve Nash should probably lose his job and he should be happy. What you think?
He should have never gotten a job. I mean,
But then we can start there.
he had no coaching experience. I mean, I don't know.
You know.
I mean, the man was on the soccer field. They pulled him off the soccer field to come
Exactly.
the team. I mean,
It's
I
called white
understand
privilege, Brian.
I mean, I
White
understand
male privilege.
he was a great player. And he won one too many MVPs in his time. But
Amen.
shout out to Shaq.
And Kobe.
And Kobe.
Kobe only had one too. Can you believe that? Oh, they both only had one MVP.
Interesting. I did
Like
not
for the league.
realize that, but yes, and that never crossed my mind because I just assumed somewhere in there that he had more. Interesting. Yeah, definitely.
So I don't think I'm not taking. I picked Giannis them to wait a minute. It say that's All-Star. Never mind. Yeah, I think only one league each, and then they got the finals and the All-Stars and all that. I think it was just overblown.
Yeah. I see Tatum and Brown both shot. I guess it's around 30% each. That's terrible.
They was playing old school. I was enjoying it because I get tired of people running around not getting bumped, and they call every bump and touch foul. They was letting them play.
If they're doing that, then it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It'll be a nice series because Boston will turn it around and get better. And
Boston in trouble, and they know the one thing Boston needs to do. If they don't win this next game, they're gonna be in worse trouble than they already lost home court.
Yeah.
So the series has officially started. You know how old school used to say it don't start till somebody
loses at home.
Lose at home.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, Memphis. Here we are, the Bucks.
Oh, Ja.
He young. They gonna lose this series. This gonna be a learning experience. I think Warriors will win just off unless somebody get injured or something. I think it'll just be off of experience that they ain't gonna be able
to. I do. We said this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the playoffs. I think the Bucks are on their way back to the championship.
Yeah, I'm picking them.
They just have too many weapons. I mean, they didn't even have Chris Middleton in this game, and he was one of their main pieces.
The role players are coming around. And even though I don't like him at all, and if somebody asks me, Grayson Allen, because I feel like he's a dirty player, he get them good minutes. He get them good minutes defensively. Drew Holiday is just going to be, solid as a rock. And so when you get Portis and all them, hitting shots.
I'm looking at their roster. I'm looking at their roster, and I knew who they had, but when you see it and you're looking at it like this, I'm like, man, they are huge. I mean, you got Holiday and Matthews in the backcourt, and then Portis, Lopez, and Antetokounmpo. Man, that's a
Yeah,
big line.
they couldn't get to the rack and just do anything.
Hmm. But yeah, so playoffs looking pretty good. All the games have been tight. I mean,
Yeah. Besides the Bucks beating up the Celtics, it should be fun. Hopefully, there ain't no sweeps.
oh
The
man,
Suns and the Mavericks might be the game that you think might be. I think this one might be closer than that one.
I do too. Yeah, it has a
The
chance to
Memphis
be
one.
good, especially if Booker can play up the staff and Luca is not as hurt.
I don't trust hamstrings to make it through a whole playoff.
Yeah,
We seen Magic. We seen it. Just hamstrings just are horrible. Thank you, Lord,
uh,
for my hamstrings. But they once they get hurt, it's just like one sprint too many, one takeoff too fast, and be like, oh Lord.
we'll have much more to talk about when it comes to the playoffs in the future. But let's
Let's
trans.
talk about one thing, Brian, that has just pretty much gone unnoticed. It's not on our docket.
Okay.
Brian, how about I didn't know the NFL draft happened?
Oh Lord.
I'm for see,
Look,
you ain't either.
I know I watched some of it, but
Oh, you did.
I had no intention of talking about it because it just was not. There was nothing intriguing about it. It just.
Brian, I didn't even know what happened. I looked up and I was like, the draft.
Yeah, there's
It's
just. I
like,
mean,
oh,
the names were not huge this year,
hmm
so you knew who you knew. Like Georgia had the 5, 6 defensive players picked in the first round, which was interesting,
wow.
and Ole Miss quarterback Matt Corral wound up going. I think.
He going to Charlotte, ain't he? He might get a chance
Yeah, he ought to have a chance to do something in
in a
Carolina.
couple of years, cause oh boy, he done. He cooked, and I don't know who they got that'll be in front of him. I mean, I ain't gonna think he's starting right off the bat, but in a year or two, he might get a chance. Shoot, who
Yeah.
knows? He might get one this year.
I think Pickett from Pittsburgh was the only quarterback chosen in the first round. And if you don't have a run on quarterbacks, nobody cares. And you know how just the average from you doesn't really get into the draft.
I
Unless it's just
I
second
didn't even
name.
know the thing happened.
Yeah.
And Lord, the 49ers got Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
Iowa State's Brock Purdy.
Hmm. Missed
Don't
it.
he get like something for being Mr. Irrelevant?
I'm sure he gets a plaque or something. You know how they love to tout that.
Well, I hope he make the team. For no other reason than that's a horrible name for you're irrelevant. I think that's just unacceptable. Okay. We can move
Um.
on. I just didn't know what happened.
Let's see. Transitioning.
Hold on. Who we want the Lakers to be? I want let me see who you think the Lakers should say. I know you don't have no dog in the fight, but who would you like to see get a coaching opportunity?
Oh yeah, that's where I was transitioning to
Oh, I'm
to
sorry. See.
the Lakers head coaching search. I'm I'm always until they just come out and say that they never hiring him again for any job.
Mark Jackson.
I'm always be a Mark
I knew
Jackson
you was gonna say that.
opponent.
Well, I'm going a little different direction, and I would like to see Darvin Ham get an opportunity.
Where's Darvin Ham at?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh Lord, I didn't even know.
Now I'm going. He been coaching a while, and if you look at like people that's been in kind of behind the scenes, that Boston
Wow,
coach.
wow, I didn't even recognize him. I'm looking at his picture now.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, remember he was just like a baby Shaq or something when he was in
Oh,
the
I
league.
knew. I remember
But
him as a player. I did not know what
oh
he was doing here more recently. But yeah.
yeah, he been coaching for a minute, like assistant coaching, and his name pop up here now. Um, the reason I wouldn't mind Mark Jackson. This is what I remember about Mark Jackson's stint that won't work for him with the Lakers.
Mhm.
You remember he didn't feel like or they at least this is what we were told, like that he didn't trust the the administration people. Remember, it was some drama around the practices and meetings being recorded or some craziness.
And him, they didn't really like the fact that he was off being a preacher, and then would shut,
Walking down the street, yeah, that was
uh,
happening. But I don't. I mean, the Lakers are too hands on, and I don't think that's gonna work for him. I don't
no,
know that it'll work for Darvin Ham either, but I know it won't work for him if he was having them kind of problems with the Golden State Warriors. With what he didn't trust them, they didn't trust him. One of them, he thought somebody was trying to
right.
uh, get at him. So that's the only reason I don't think that will work. Uh, but I wouldn't mind Darvin Ham getting his opportunity because you might as well go ahead. They talked about how well he's done with the Bucks and that he's a reason some of the defensive changes that they've made over the years and some of the offensive stuff too with Antetokounmpo, however you pronounce. I'm sorry for starting your name, young man.
Giannis.
Yes, Giannis. Um, so I think it's a good opportunity because you need to get ready for LeBron to be gone. Because I think LeBron finna play that 1+1 game where he's
Mm,
signing 1+1 for his next one. And
yeah,
you need to get ready to transition off of him. Cause he about to go off into the sunset.
I mean, the only other name I've heard out there that I thought was interesting, um, obviously Nick Nurse. I don't think is going to leave
That man
Toronto,
ain't finna. Why would he
but
want? The
but
only reason he would want to come there, Brian, is because living in Los Angeles is 1,000 times better than living in Toronto. No offense to Toronto Canadians, but if you've been to Canada, which you have, it's
hmm
really like being overseas. It don't even feel like you that.
yes, it's Vancouver was the part I went to, and it was I enjoyed my time. I was only there, maybe the small part of a week, but it was
It's like
definitely
being
not.
overseas for real.
Yeah.
It's not like being in America. So, um,
Uh,
yeah.
no, yeah, but no, the one name that I thought was interesting is Quinn Snyder from Utah.
No, we don't want him.
I
The
always
Lakers said rumors say they do. Go ahead.
I've always enjoyed him as a coach. So wherever
Well,
he's at, wherever
I
he
would enjoy somebody that can get somebody through some playoffs.
they about to blow things up in Utah anyway, which I thought would be a perfect time for him to leave. Ugh.
Well, I would. He ain't won no playoff games. And while you do have LeBron, the coach do have to make some good moves
Mm.
at some point. Cause this ain't young LeBron that can just carry the team no more. We seen that. If he wasn't scoring 50, we wasn't even sniffing the win. So, mm-mm. Ham bone, have you heard? All right, give Darren Ham that job. Don't give it to him. Let him earn it. Well, he do have an interview, so
What is
that's I
it?
guess good.
Yeah. Uh, let's transition over to college football. Spring games have been happening over the last couple weeks. You said you saw some of both Florida and Ole Miss. What was
Yeah,
your?
the quarterbacks look nice. Both Richardson and Lord, I can't even think of that kid name. But he had a good game for Ole Miss. But you know, they play um that fast speed, whatever you
Yeah.
call it.
So now I'd heard, and this just hearing sports, because I listen to a bunch of podcasts
Excuse me.
for Ole Miss sports writers, and I heard that Jackson Dart did not look as good as Luke Altmaier.
Okay, yeah, the Altmaier kid is who I was talking about. Was
Yeah,
Jackson Dart supposed to be better?
he's the one that transferred from, I believe, USC.
It's the reason they transferred.
Yeah,
Because that Miller kid that left, what was that, Oklahoma and came to Ole Miss. I'm at Florida. He looked like mediocre at best.
mhm.
So yes, Altmaier, he ran his team very well. Um, and the offense looked just fine. both offenses look just fine. You'd be like, well, I don't know what they say for the defense because they gave up a bunch of points on both teams. So it should be fun. Hopefully people get healthy. I guess teams got what they got unless you get something out of the portal.
Right.
I know that the Gators need some tight end help in the portal. They might need some more help than that, but the way that Billy like to run his offense,
She on
he
first
needs
name
some.
basis with Napier now.
Yeah, Billy. Billy. Coach Billy like to run his offense with two tight end sets. So they're gonna need to get a couple of tight ends. From what I've been listening to on the streets. But I think both teams how the schedules come out for next year. Let's see.
Oh yeah, they out.
Let's see who Ole Miss got. Troy, Lord, the men of Troy. I don't even know if that what is Troy's
They just
mascot?
Trojans.
Trojans. Okay, then they got Central Arkansas. Georgia Tech. Oh, they should be 3-0 by then. And Tulsa. Okay, hold on. They ain't playing nobody. They should be 4-0 by the time they play Kentucky.
Listen, look, everybody, we gonna have us
They should be 6-0 because then they got Vanderbilt out of Kentucky, and then it gets fun.
Then
Auburn,
again, thank
LSU,
you.
Texas
Then the
A&M.
money comes.
Woo! Then it get real fun.
Then the money comes,
Woo!
Lord. Yes.
Oh, they ain't gonna need all them easy games.
Thank God we got a chance to be 6-0 because
they could get their bowl clearance right early. Don't slip and fall because that's a horrible ending. Lord, let me see what Florida got over here. That is a horrible ending. Lord, we got Utah. I don't even.
And they're not bad.
Exactly. What are they doing on our schedule at the first game of the year? Lord, then we start with Kentucky. How is that? How is that? And then we go to a South Florida game. What are we doing? Then they got Tennessee. Then Eastern Washington. I don't even know why that's in the middle of this.
That's homecoming.
Right.
Homecoming.
Missouri, LSU, then the Georgia Florida game. Texas A&M, South Carolina. This ain't bad. This is not a bad schedule to start on. Tennessee will be tough. Kentucky will be tough. But it's at Florida, that Kentucky game, so that should be helpful. You got Tennessee on the road. LSU coming to town, so that should be helpful. But then you got to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that ain't never no fun.
So they could have a solid season, Billy's first season. I don't like that old Miss Brian. That's horrible. Who put that together?
Listen, I'm just glad.
LSU. Hold on.
Auburn, LSU.
Right.
A&M, Alabama.
Who put this together? Whose idea was this?
Oh.
Somebody needs to be fired.
Look, at least we got a chance to get our 6 wins.
Yeah, so you better now I see why the schedule's so light at the top. Because then it becomes a dogfight.
They knew. Well,
oh man.
Yeah, so it should be an interesting college football season for our team.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, that happened. Brian, if you ever become a correction officer, don't let anybody smooth you into breaking them out of jail.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's give us this story because you told me a little bit about it before we came on air.
This is out of Alabama, y'all. The correction officer.
That's all I need to hear. Shout out to Alabama folks.
Shout out to the Bamas in Alabama, cause Vicky White, 56, assistant director of the correctional facility. She has decided that she gonna take this man. I don't even see his name on to get his mental health check in. Oh, his name Francis White, and they not related. Francis White to get his mental health check. But really, she was breaking him out of jail. And now they on the run. And this dude is a murderer. For all we know, they'll find her dead, allegedly. Let me
Wait a
put that
minute.
on
Wait
there.
a minute. Are
He's
they
alleged
related?
killer.
No
Huh?
relation.
No relation. No relation. No
Okay.
relation. And I don't know where they think they're gonna hide, because at the end of the story, they was like, "Oh, and he's 6'9". I was like, "Oh Lord, this is terrible. This is the worst
He
idea.
look real crazy. He got crazy
This
eyes.
She might be dead, Brian. You know how they be we're gonna run away together. It's gonna be great." And then be like, "Oh, they found her in the back of the woods in the van that they left in, and he going on the run by himself."
She done put in her retirement papers last
Yes,
week.
put
Oh,
her retirement papers in to run off with a alleged killer. What could you be thinking? What could he say to you that make you throw your life away?
all your pension and everything just out the window. And like you said, could be really, really throwing her entire life away. Could be dead.
Yes. On other news,
Oh Lord.
Virginia, I can't. Let me find this tattoo place. Virginia is a tattoo parlor in Virginia that's gonna give a free tattoos if you want to get the Duke's mayonnaise thing on it some kind of way into your tattoo.
What?
I'm not lying.
What?
Just when you think it was safe to come out. Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yellow
see.
bird tattoo.
It's gotta be
Lord.
Mayo themed. It gotta be Mayo themed with the Dukes. Dukes, I don't know if Dukes is paying for this some kind of way. The picture that they got of a person that has gotten it, they got tomato and Dukes at the bottom and like a banner over a sandwich, like a sandwich with
Oh
tomato on
yes.
bread.
That is cute, but no.
If you like Dukes mayonnaise, I guess.
I don't even like mayonnaise that much.
That
So
on this is a 1-day event, May the 13th. Um
thank God.
that
Uh,
you can choose from a set of menu of 40 designs. The other one was this lady got a mayonnaise jar with Duke's thing around it with flowers coming out of. I presume that's a woman. I could be wrong.
mhm,
So that's Brian. Come on, Brian.
mhm.
It don't even say that they gonna win like a lifetime of mayonnaise or something, like, or have a chance to win. So these are things that just something for laughs, people. Just something for laughs. You got
Speaking of
just
like
the urge to get some Duke's mayonnaise tattooed on your body.
putting more laughs out there in the atmosphere. The correspondence dinner went off this weekend.
Ah, yeah.
I uh, I thought it was well. I thought it went well.
Trevor Noah, only thing I heard him say, because I didn't watch it, but he was like the best super spreader event. And everybody was laughing.
Uh-uh.
Because I don't, it was some people with masks on, but very few.
Very few.
But they all was supposedly vaccinated, so whatever
And
that means.
vaccinated and boosted. They kept saying that throughout the night. Yeah.
Vaccinated and boosted, so that it decreases the chance of the sick, a bunch of people getting sick, I guess.
Biden. This was the best he is sounding. I mean, honestly, because the media loves to make fun of his stumbling over words, things like that, because they act like the man don't have a speech impediment. They just
I was about to say, didn't he stutter or something when he was
yes,
little?
he has a stutter, and so that's always with you. So, but anyway, but he did well. He was throwing them zingers one after another.
They tried to hide one. Apparently, he said something about Trump. I ain't looked it up, but Trump's super sensitive, so I can't wait to somebody show him.
Well, this is the first time that a president has shown up to a correspondence dinner since uh, Obama. So
So that, but
that
let
can
me
tell
tell
you
you,
something.
Brian, the I wouldn't want to be the president for many reasons, but the main one, they age so much. Like they age in dog years when they get into the predator. You see his hair it's falling out and it's getting whiter to the point where you just be like, do we have any hair up there?
Mm-hmm.
And we saw what happened to 44 and 45.
Yeah, both of them
His
got.
orange hair was turning a lighter color. The presidents is stressful. No matter how good of a bad job, it don't matter what kind of job you doing, it's stressful. So that's one of the jobs I think I'm gonna shy away from. Cause at this point, I might could win it if he could win it. It seems like anybody could win it.
I love the joke because DeSantis down there in Florida seems like he's probably going to be a Republican nominee at some point because they seem to love him.
You better come up with that $1 billion for Disney. Go ahead.
Yeah, he better quit. They did make a bunch of funny jokes about him fighting with Mickey Mouse and them. But my favorite joke about them was, and this is going to age me, but he said, Noah said if Trump was the original Terminator, Ron DeSantis is like T-1000. You're smarter than him. You're slicker than him. You can
Oh
walk
Lord,
down ramps. He said,
don't do this. Don't do this.
What did he say? What was his reason? Oh gosh, what did he say? I'm trying to think of how he put it out there because it was something that Trump did. Oh, Trump said he talked about how Trump is still out there claiming that he won the
He
election
won, yes,
and
Lord.
that there was a miscount. He said DeSantis is one step ahead. He's taking math out of school. Taking
Yes,
yeah,
taking
they
math
make it so
out of
they
the
don't
school
they
books
can't
out.
count.
Oh, amen. Let the church say amen. That's
Hilarious.
a good one. That's a good one
That was
because
that had
I
me
can't
tickled.
fathom why you gonna say a math book had. I can't. Ooh, come on, y'all.
Oh man.
This is so sad. But on a brighter note, I finally watched Batman.
Interesting. And what was your thoughts?
One, I couldn't make it through the whole thing in one setting. To start.
And let's be clear, and our listeners know you don't do well with long movies.
Brian, this was like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Hmm. I understand. Yes.
This was like Endgame.
Right.
Whenever I wasn't gonna make it. Okay, so one thing that I don't like, DC needs to change, or they're not gonna change it for me. I understand the concept of dark, not as in dark, but dark as in night movies.
Hmm.
And when they make them that dark, like I struggled because I was like, I can't hardly see what's happening. Like it's raining, and I was like, if it keep raining through this movie, I'm not gonna watch it. Finally, the rain let up, but I was like, if it keep raining every time it's night, like I know it can't rain all the time in Gotham. um, I'm not gonna make it because it was just so dark, and I was like, you're doing stunts, you're doing all this work, but we can't see the beauty of it, and I think that's part of the beauty of the cinematography of Marvel. Like they want you to see when they doing brilliant and nice stuff, even if it's at nighttime. You see the work that people are putting in. Some of them scenes, I was like, well, I mean, I'm sure I would. I don't know how you light this. Like, I'm sure they can light them scenes up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just too dark. The overall storyline, the Riddler, nobody's start. Don't nobody like don't nobody like the Riddler. It don't have to be the Joker, but the Riddler. Okay, if that's what we doing. Well, I did understand though that they gave the clues that this was year 2 of Batman being Batman, so that's why we are here, and maybe he hasn't made it to the Joker's them radar
Right.
because this is year 2 according to his journal. of him
But
doing the
it's
work. But he was already beat up pretty bad for it to be year 2, because when he had his shirt off walking into wherever, when you could see his back, I was
mm-hmm.
like, wow, this year too. I don't know if he's gonna make it. I will say the young lady that played Catwoman was good. I thought her face mask was crappy, but go ahead.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz, she did a good job. That's Lenny and what's Denise from the Cosby Show.
Yes,
Yeah, that's their daughter.
that's
Uh,
their baby girl.
uh,
She little?
yeah, she tiny. I didn't realize she was that
I
small.
mean, she can't be. She might be 5 feet, bro. Let's look. Go ahead. What's your
So
take?
yeah, I agree with you. I enjoyed the fact that they do have the Joker coming in the post credit scene with him and the Riddler.
What was it? I kept looking for it.
Yeah, him and the Riddler in the same prison. That
Is
was.
that why they was laughing?
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Now Paul did a good job. Paul Dano did a good job being the real. I just don't find him to be an intriguing
Yeah, that was a
uh
kind of like a black
bad guy.
reveal. Yeah. Um, I don't know.
She 5'2" allegedly. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was like I'm not one that has a problem watching long movies, and like I told you before we got on air, it took me 2 or 3 sittings to actually finish it. So it wasn't like it was like drawing me in, intriguing me, and that's kind of what
Mm.
I base movies off of. But I do see that they're coming out with a second one. So
Well, they gonna have to pick it up. If it's dark, I don't even. If it start off in dark, I ain't trying to strain my eyes.
mhm. So you,
I
yeah,
did like and I think I just like this character because of his role in a couple of them Transformers. John Turturro,
hmm,
Tutorio, that played Carmine
yeah. I
Falcone
thought
or whatever his name.
he's very. I didn't think he would be good in those type of roles, but he is. He's not bad.
Yeah, he was okay as for what little piece he was in there. But yeah, I I'm happy that Ben Affleck ain't Batman again. I would say that. I did
Don't worry.
appreciate none of that.
They're gonna try and do their part of the their little
No,
version of the
no, please
multiverse,
say it
and
ain't
he's
so.
gonna be back.
Please say it ain't so.
Yeah.
Because I did one thing I did appreciate about Robert Pattinson
Hmm.
was that he didn't try to have a fake smoky deep voice. He just was kind of talking low.
Yeah.
But he did. What do you think about him being Bruce Wayne? He looked like the poorest, brokest, beat up as Bruce. I was like, he not
Yeah, he did
cleaning
not
up
look.
well like
He
Bruce
didn't.
Wayne's supposed to look.
He didn't look like he was rich and come off as like
A snob and everything.
right. He didn't come off like that. He almost come off like he was. Now he did the recluse part. He did that part, but I mean, in other movies, you see the people being Bruce Wayne being kind of a party, you know.
Animal.
Yeah, and this was not that type.
That was not that. I
Mm-mm.
was like, he looked bad. Not like I was like, his hair don't never look like it's done. He didn't clean up well, and but this
And
is year 2,
maybe that was
so
intentional. Maybe
yeah,
they were trying to
maybe
make
this
him
year 2,
more
and he'll. I
because
don't know why he would have an epiphany,
they did make references throughout the movie about him being kind of reclusive.
what,
So
but with part of Batman, like we know Batman like to Bruce like to go out anyway. So
mhm.
what are we doing? Why are we just changing his character? Cause Bruce like to be out and doing his thing at least for show for a little while, and then go back to the cave.
And they
I
could have got
didn't.
somebody else to be Alfred. I didn't like Claw being Alfred. Because
That's who
that's
that
all I see him
was.
now.
I kept saying, "Who? Why do I know his face?" Yeah, Claw got to be fired, and he almost died, but he didn't.
I thought they were doing me a favor when he was about to die.
Yeah,
Oh, he
he
done.
almost died, but Claw made it. Um, Another thing that they needed, I guess maybe that's the reason it was so dark. Brian, they was riding motorcycles. I was like, okay, they had the Batmobile out one time, but you really couldn't see it because it was so dark. Jeffrey Wright, he would chef's kiss. I liked his character. I
Yeah,
think
he
he
did well.
did a good job, solid. But Jeffrey always, not always, but for the most part, he rarely is like, oh, he let me down.
Yeah, he comes through what he is.
Speaking of great acting, though, that dude, what is the dude that's playing Dark Knight? Not Dark Knight, Lord. What's the name of the Disney? MoonKnight.
MoonKnight.
Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name?
Oscar Isaac. Yeah, he's very good. Because
Oscar, you get 2 chef kisses, at least so far. I ain't made it all the way through.
you ain't got that yet, but he is literally paying 3 people.
Well, I saw he Mark Spector and he Steven.
Stephen Grant. And
Well, I ain't met the third person, but he just
well,
meeting them
officially
2.
we haven't either, but it's been
Oh,
alluded to.
I
We
was like,
haven't actually been told that there's a third person yet, but
he's got dissociative identity disorder.
well, wait till you get to episode 5. They go to their version of the ancestral plane.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he's got dissociative identity disorder for y'all who haven't watched it.
Well,
And
you're gonna find out why he has why there is a Stephen Grant.
okay, so I found that out.
Yeah,
So
you're gonna find out why.
does this have anything to do with? First of all, let's take a step back. Are Khonshu, Ahmed, and all of them, are these based off of Greek gods or
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat.
Greek, or I mean Egyptian? I'm saying
Egyptian gods.
Egyptian. I mean that's what I meant, Egyptian.
Hmm.
Okay, so
And I
yeah.
didn't realize that Bass, which is the god they refer to in Black Panther, she is part of that Egyptian god group as well. Because they refer to her at some point.
So yeah, I was like, okay, this. I wish I knew more about Egyptian mythology, because
Hmm.
are these really like close to being their characters? The one thing I thought about was that show that Regina King was in. What was that? When they were gods. Um, Regina King, the man from Drumline. Um, it's on HBO. I ain't watched it, but I saw enough to know that they were playing gods.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway,
Yeah.
back to MoonKnight. I have enjoyed it thoroughly, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy it at all when I was seeing them trailers. No, I just was like, I'm not going to like this, but I have enjoyed it.
Nah, I knew that you would once you started, and this week will be the season finale, which is going to be interesting to see how they wrap it up.
Already, it's only 6 of them.
Only
Watchmen
6.
is the name of it. Go ahead.
Watchmen. Yes,
Oh my goodness,
yes, only 6.
that's disappointing. Then they gonna leave me on a hanger. I'm gonna be hanging up for a long time too, unless this drop, because this gonna be a while before they drop number 2. So sad.
So, well, and I think,
Cause we got to get through Marvel, Miss Marvel.
yeah.
Now, Brian, I don't think I'm gonna like that one, but I'm gonna give it a
I think
try.
we're gonna like the end game of that show where she gets involved with Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel. I think that's
Okay, because that's what I want to get to is why is Monica mad at
that's all
the
good. That's
real
all
Marvel?
anybody want to see is
Don't nobody want to see none of this other stuff. We want to know what led up to this.
we're gonna get through Doctor Strange coming out this week and find out.
That's right.
Find out why Wanda's fixing to go nuts on Professor X.
Yes, I was like, they don't put all. That was the shortest, most clue-filled trailer ever.
I know this, and I know I'm not going to be disappointed because Marvel has not really truly disappointed me yet. But they've shown so much in the trailers now. Like they have to have more cameos
A
coming
lot,
in
yeah.
because they done shown Professor X, and not just Professor X. Professor X with his yellow cart that he kind of mobilizes around in from the cartoon
Yep.
version.
And they showed Captain Shield, didn't it?
Then they have Captain Carter. I called her Captain Britain, but it's Captain Carter, Peggy Carter's version of Captain America.
The
That's who that
British one
is.
from the
Yeah.
if what if?
hmm
Okay.
And then not Monica, Maria Rambo's Captain Marvel version, which is apparently more comic accurate. So we'll see.
So, and that come out Friday,
Yes, it's the premiere's all Thursday night, but yeah, so
Thursday.
Friday is the big day.
So Brian will be able to tell y'all what happened.
hmm
Tell us. Cause I don't care. I'm gonna watch it anyway. People like, you want me to? Yeah. Tell what? I ain't still ain't seen it. You could, cause when people tell you stuff, you be like, but you didn't tell me this happened. It'd be like, well, they can only tell you as much as they remember.
So that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, I rewatched WandaVision the other day. Just I had nothing. We had no.
You should have been checking out Tokyo Vice then.
I had to rewatch WandaVision because I just wanted to see just one more time.
Did you miss something?
Did I miss anything? And I really did. I got to that I think it's episode 3 or 4 where you see the greatest version of the blip coming back to reality where she.
Yeah.
I love that
They
did
sitting
such
in
a
the
good job.
hospital and all that other stuff.
They
When
did such a good
Monica at
job
the
with
hospital.
that. Man, they should have won the award just off of that episode. But
have you seen Snake Eyes?
yes, but it's been.
What's your thought? Oh, okay, you don't remember. I just recently saw that too. I'm behind. You know how I get.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
Now I won't necessarily say I'm a G.I. Joe fan, but I don't watch a lot of G.I. Joe. What's G.I. Joe's line? I say it to you all the time. Well, not all, but I've said it quite often, even on here. Don't try to Google it, cheater. Knowing is half the battle. Anyway.
Tell us what the line is.
Knowing is half the battle. And I don't know why I remember that from being little and seeing something to G.I. Joe, and he said that. And that kind of stuck with me.
Lord, I
knowing is
forgot
half
all
the
about
battle.
that. Yes.
So, which is actually accurate. Like knowing is half of the battle. I found myself being frustrated. This ain't no spoiler alert. Like if you ain't seen it by now, like this came out God knows when. From his father being killed to him being an adult fighting to the man recruiting him to go into the whatever that clan was called, the that was protecting that stone. Is this bringing back any of your memories?
Somewhat, yeah.
And I was like, well, when did he learn karate, kung fu, any of these martial arts? And so me and my brother had a disagreement about. I felt like how they do a montage, and they could have run you through. They just run you through like what happened real fast.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done one of them to say, okay, after his dad died, this is what happened, and this is how he wound up here. We never know why he wound up fighting. All we know is that he wants to get the man that murdered his father by any means necessary.
Right.
And I struggled with that because that is not. I don't know what the comic book does, but I know the other pieces of GI Joe, the cartoon and all that. That's not how he becomes Snake Eyes. It's by his father getting killed or murdered. Because he was, matter of fact, I think it said his father was a G.I. Joe agent at the very end. That comes out.
Yes.
And I was just like, he was homeless, hungry, snuck into the place to get something. And then that's how it starts in all the other movies for him becoming Snake Eyes. But okay, whatever y'all doing. Maybe it's multiverse. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. And I was just like, oh, when does he get all this honor? Because he kind of don't talk. Well, that wasn't the case because he was talking throughout this movie. And I didn't see a reason for him to just stop talking and take a vow of silence yet. So that maybe could happen if they have another movie. So so many discrepancies. I was like, okay, as far as we know, we've never heard Snake Eye talk. and this dude is talking through it, and he seems to be a little bit. I don't know. I didn't like this rendition of it. It was okay as a movie. If you didn't, I guess, didn't know any of what I feel like I know about the character.
Mhm.
So now I'm just waiting to see Sonic 2 and
Oh
hoping that
man,
it don't
I
let me
cannot
down.
wait. I'm waiting until Palmer, my niece, gets out of school for the year. So it's gonna be a couple of weeks, and because she's got to stay with me for a couple of days when she gets out.
So
And
y'all gonna spend some uncle niece go to the
we're
movies.
gonna go to see Sonic. Yes, and my nephew, my oldest nephew, has gotten into the Jurassic Parks.
Oh shucks.
Oh, he's in love. He's in love with him, and I
It's
thought he was too young. I really thought he was too young to watch it, but he is not scared of anything. He has. I mean, he just he
oh
has.
that don't bode well for your siblings. For him to
So
be trying to do too much. To be like, oh, he broke his arm. He was trying to jump off the table.
we showed him the trailer for. Oh, he ain't that kind of daredevil. Let's be. Let
Oh,
me
he
be
ain't
clear.
that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, he ain't that. Now, my youngest nephew, yes,
Uh
he
huh.
climbs up fences and everything else. He's crazy. So, but no, my oldest one, he we watched the trailer for the newest Jurassic Park that's coming out.
Hmm.
It looks like it's going to be like the finale because they're bringing back
Good,
all
because
the
this
old.
is going on too far too long. Just like Transformers has gone on far
They're
too long.
bringing back all the old Jurassic Park scientists and from the first movies, and they're bringing out, and Chris Pratt is going to be back in it. Well,
What
Blue,
about the tall guy? Is he gonna be in it?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So for anyone who uh, knows anything about the recent Jurassic Parks, Blue is kind of like the Velociraptor that has the best relationship with Chris Pratt's character, and
Hmm.
he's friendly with him. Well, Blue has a baby. Blue has had a child.
Oh my!
So yes, and Blue's child gets abducted in this next movie. So
Somebody done stole the baby.
yeah, so we were watching the previews, and my nephew just went nuts. He's like, "Oh, Blue's a mama." So Blue's a
That's
girl.
hilarious.
My
So what is it? May be the young babies, males that I know. My nephew, like, I don't know if he's still in the spell of liking dinosaurs.
God.
That's the thing. Like,
It is because I
what is
know a
that?
couple of my friends' kids that I see on Instagram and stuff. They all into dinosaurs and stuff. I don't know why.
So that's curious.
Yeah,
They quite a few of the young baby males go through the dinosaurs. They like dinosaur stage. Okay, not sure what that's about. So yeah, Sonic 2 is well, shoot. Stephen Strange, we've been waiting for this movie for the longest because he's been one of my favorite first movies in that first round of Marvel.
yeah, we
So
coming. We coming for it. I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited for just to finally have another movie. I feel like Spider Man was so long ago.
and then Thor should be coming up next.
Thor will be coming in July. They had the first teaser trailer for that. And I feel like they didn't show too much because they don't want to give too much away about how Moon Knight's going to end.
Oh,
So
you think they're gonna have some kind of
I think
crossover?
either Moon Knight's ending or something in Doctor Strange they didn't want to show too much about.
Okay.
I think that's what's going on there.
Well, I will. I can't reiterate right now how, and I haven't seen as much as you, but I have thoroughly enjoyed Moon Knight. I just really didn't think that I was gonna like this character.
Mhm.
It seemed like it was gonna be dark, kind of scary, but it has been far from that. And this man, whatever his name I said was,
I,
he
I,
has
Oscar Isaac. Sorry.
Oscar. He's Oscar worthy, Emmy worthy or something because he showed pull off that split personality, talking to himself the whole thing, like dissociative identity disorder. Pardon me. He sure pulls that off. Um, Did you know Winona Judd? This is just off the cuff because I just thought of it. Did you know Winona? I don't want to say the wrong Judd. One of the Judd mama dead.
Yeah, Winona. Yeah, she
But
passed.
let me tell you something, Brian. I am sitting on my bike
Good Lord.
working out this morning, and I was like, "Oh, Winona." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Didn't it seem like a week ago?" I was just riding my bike, and y'all was talking, doing an interview with her. Well, not the whole thing, but showing a spice of it, where she was saying her and the daughter were going to do one more tour, and they were doing some. I don't know if it was the CMTs or what.
Mm-hmm.
CMA, excuse me. I'm talking about CMT.
CMA, yeah.
The CMAs or what, but they were doing a show and they hadn't done one in a while. Did you know she had mental health concerns?
I did not.
Yeah, she has what the it was medicine resistant or something resistant depression. I was like, what? So she couldn't get rid of the depression and she had some other things going on. But then they said she died from her mental health, and I was like, well, wait a minute. What that mean? I was so confused of dying from a mental health because I was like, it don't sound like she committed suicide, and if she did, y'all ain't saying that. So what does she die from her mental health issues mean?
That's yeah. I can't call it.
It's getting bad out here. Because the kid from Wisconsin, rest in peace. I pray for their family. And then there was another one up here close to my side of the world, James Madison.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
You know, and just like always, let T brings us down, so let me bring us back up. We are 2 weeks away from 24 hours of nothing but net, presented by Debbie Antonelli. I'm just actually, while T was talking, finalizing some interviews through email. We have a huge lineup this year of people that's going to be on the show. We got Shane Beamer, South Carolina's football coach, Tim Brando, Jay Billis, sports broadcasters for anyone who, has watched ESPN or CBS over the years. Bonnie Blair, former Olympic speed skater. Got Amanda Butler, Clemson women's basketball coach.
Again, Lord.
Dabo gonna come back. Packer and Durham will be back. ACC Network people. Clark Kellogg, CBS basketball analysis, could be back. And then Bruce Pearl is coming on this year. Don Staley's coming back again. Derek Wittenberg.
Brian, all I can think of when you say Bruce Pearl is Sweatgate.
Yes, they're sweating through his jacket profusely.
Can you ask him about that?
I'm gonna have to bring it up.
Can you ask him like was something happened? Like that was I can't, Brian. I know Brian, that was just so unusual. Like that was so much sweat. Like the sweat through a whole suit, Brian.
Yeah. Oh no, it's already in the notes to bring it up.
Okay,
Because
thank you.
I
Because
get I
I
get
need
to,
an
I get to
investor.
speak. Before they actually do the interview, I get to
Yes, that like
go back.
what was going on? Did they had a thermostat on at 90 in the Odom that day? Cause bro, I ain't never seen nobody. Even when we laugh about the whinings, the
Oh
whinings.
yes, Lord.
See, this is stuff that me and you only know that's fun. But he got him beat, and that was a whole lot.
Dave Dorn, NC State's football coach, is coming on. And then we get to some heavy hitters. Robin Roberts has confirmed that she will be recording with us soon. But though Derek Wittenberg, I brought him up. He's the guy that played for NC State in the championship game. He's the one that he says it was a pass, and we're gonna go with what he says.
Stop lying, that boy. That was a shot. That was an
He
air
was shooting
ball.
that ball, and Lorenzo Charles saved him, but he said it was a pass. But no, he is the
That's his story.
associate.
He's sticking to it.
Yeah, as associate AD for NC State now, so that's interesting.
Nice.
And Coach K is going to be on the show. Mike Krzyzewski
He ain't got nothing else to do.
recently retired, got him in the yes.
He got grandkids
I'm
to
gonna
run
tell
around
you,
with. Yeah.
for anyone who was thinking about tuning in, if you would just follow along, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I understand. 24 hours of it. I understand. But if you just follow along at 24 hours MBN, that's at 24 hours, letter N, letter B, letter N. That's you can follow along on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You will see posts that I will be personally putting out to kind of tell you what's coming up next. And when you see up next, Andy Lee, who is the punter for the Arizona Cardinals, I want you to tune in and listen to his story. I'm not gonna give it away, but it had me when he started tearing up telling it. I was tearing up. I was
Oh Lord,
man.
now we got Crygate.
It was definitely emotional, but I know they give out the NFL Man of the Year award, and I've never heard his name mentioned as part of it because but just because of what he does with his foundation, because of the story he tells, you you'll be wondering why he has not been named Man of the Year yet. So anyway, yeah, that was a very good one. And then we have a bunch of like Special Olympic athletes that are, and these kids are awesome. They're awesome to hear, to listen to, and tell their stories. And
Well, Brian,
what's up,
I didn't know that Robin grew up in your neck of the woods.
girl? You didn't know this?
Well, why would I?
How?
I ain't been like following
I thought I had
Robin.
mentioned to you that she's the second most famous person from Pastor Mississippi.
I had no idea.
You never heard me tell that story?
You may have. I don't recall it.
I know I've told it on this. I got to.
You probably feel like I know it because I should know it, but I didn't. I was listening to her on something. She said, yeah, she grew up in Pastor Christian. I was like, wait a minute. What?
First of all, Pastor Christian. But that's okay.
Okay, well, okay, whatever, like the Ohio State and all that, whatever. Y'all, don't do this, Brian. Don't do this.
But no, yeah, I tell everybody all the time. She's the second most famous person from Pastor Christian, Mississippi. And inevitably, this is how my story always goes. They always ask, well, who's the first? And I say, you talking to him.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Thank you.
This is happening right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We need to do a list. That's what we're going to do next time. A list of people. I think people will be shocked the number of people that, even if they weren't born there like that, got some kind of tie to Mississippi. Because you start Oprah, Brandy, like I was just like, wait a minute, like everybody and their mama
Morgan Freeman
came out of Mississippi. Well, we can't get a list away right now, Brian, so stop it.
Yeah. Child, we didn't even talk about, speaking of Mississippi, we didn't talk about Winning Time. They are officially at the penultimate episode, so the finale will be this coming Sunday will be the finale for Winning Time Season 1, The Rise of the Laker Dynasty. So they just got to the NBA Finals. They were pushing through the playoffs in this last episode. Mm-hmm. Jack McKinney got healthy enough to be released by the doctors, and then there was some kind of back and forth on whether they were going to let him back to coach the team. And Jerry Buss didn't know, what to do. He was asking Jerry West what his thoughts were, and you don't know that all this actually happened, but the dramatization of it was.
Jerry West said that they lied on him, ain't nothing happened, like whatever they said. Go ahead.
But Buss comes to Jack McKinney's house and had a package, had a little gift for him. Well, Jack McKinney answers the door and hollers for his wife to come sign for the package. He didn't recognize who Jerry Buss was. And Jerry, when his wife comes to the door, says, "Hey, Dr. Buss," and Jack just kind of has this like lost look on his face, like, "Oh." And yeah, so that was how they ended up making you believe that he made the decision to stay with Paul Westhead and Pat Riley. But so yeah, they're fixing to play.
Yeah, we need to talk about Paul because I don't think people understand how he went to what's the little school?
Loyola Marymount.
Loyola, and had that great offense and that great run with the dude that wound up shooting with his left hand and all that.
Bo Kimball and Hank Gathers.
Yeah, I don't think that people know that. People that watch basketball. Let me not say that. People that watch basketball probably know it. These youngins don't. But
yeah, basketball fans are gonna know.
That's the whole thing.
and
The
the running
offense.
gun.
I mean, yeah, that was before they you would think that the dude that coached Houston and whoever else came up. I was like, no, that man been running that before
Five
we heard of
Slammer
this.
Jammer. Five Slammer Jammer. Yeah,
I don't
so
even think kids know who that is. Cause you ask some of these kids on the street, they'll be like, you know who Clyde Drexler is? They'll probably be like, Clyde Drexler, no.
yeah, so they're in the finals, and they had a moment where the Sixers win their series against the Celtics, and they're watching. The Lakers are sitting around watching it on TV to see who they're gonna play, and they had a moment where Larry Bird looks at the camera, and they had it's hilarious how they're making him. I love the
That
magic
dude
Larry.
favors him though a lot.
It does. I'm telling you, the guy that's playing Magic is getting better and better as the season goes along.
Well, did you know the dude that's playing Kareem was or is a Stanford teacher or something?
Yeah, he's a professor. Yes, I saw that. He's doing a really good job. Not that I know Kareem like that, because not too many people do. But the Kareem that you think you know, he's playing him well.
I wonder what people like. You look like Kareem, like, and that's why.
That's why.
Because it ain't like there's a lot of 7-footers. Man, he may not even be 7 feet, but like really tall men that they in the acting game. These people don't be that tall, so they did have to do some digging.
What time is it?
But that's all I
cool.
got for this week. What you got? Anything else you wanna?
No, don't take candy from strangers' children.
And on that note, as always, I'm one of your hosts, Brian Mackay, and I am with
T. Love Can Build a Bridge, Davis.
And this has been the Mackay and T Show podcast. Thank you for listening.
What time is it? What time is it?
This is the Mack and T Show. This is the Mack and T Show. We talk movies and TV shows, sports and world news, coasting like on a world cruise. Hosted by Brian Mackay and T Davis. Yeah. You can't tame us. We're going to the top, we're becoming famous.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mack and T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mack and T Show.